Hello people, welcome to Namaya, Nigeria. Here we are at Namaya Farms, and I would like to encourage you to subscribe to our channel. Click on the notification bell so that you receive our videos immediately we post. Now for the next 6 weeks, like we said, we're going to have uh, online training course, so make sure you are part of it. It starts tomorrow, but before tomorrow we are going to take you through the process of preparing for receiving your day-old chicks. So stay with us, we are going to take you through the process. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Now this is where we are going to be using as our brooding house. This is it. It's a pen where we store feed for our cattle, goat and sheep, and this is it. And we are going to be using a segment of it which will already have cages inside, but you must know that the segment you're going to use, you're going to close it, you're going to make it airtight. Not really airtight, you're going to make it warm. Okay, there are different degrees that you must have in your brooding house based on the 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 beds you are carrying. You know, the beds you're buying, the hatchery you're buying from. Every hatchery have their temperature for brooding. That is it. So you're going to use something like this to cover around. Let me show you inside. Then you cover it round, and covering it round doesn't mean that you're going to make it airtight. You know, you're going to have ventilation, but the place needs to be warm, you know, to a certain degree, depending on the hatchery you're buying from. Like I said, every hatchery have their own temperature. So this is it. This is where we are using for brooding. We brood with cages. Okay, we brood with cages. So this is where we are using. We already have our cages, and you must have good lighting. We have lighting here. You can see we use the inverter. You must have good lighting. So that is something you must work on. Make sure you have good lighting. I want to put on the light so you can see. Okay, you see, because these birds, they will need to eat 24 hours, 24/7. They need to eat. It will help their growth. So you need to get your lighting ready. You need to get the place clean. This place have been cleaned, disinfected, and we're going to clean again. So I'm going to bring you the list of things that you need to get ready before you bring in your day-old chicks. Thank you. Okay, so lesson 1, in preparation for brooding. Like I said, this is our brooding house. This is where we're going to be brooding from. In preparation for brooding, the first thing you need to do is to clean. Cleaning is very important. Cleaning is very important. You clean. First of all, you degrease the floor, you wash with detergent, and make sure it is clean. It is clean. And in cleaning, you have to sweep, you have to wash, you have to disinfect, then you clean again. That's the final cleaning. So you clean. Cleaning is very important. Then secondly is heating. You have to heat them. You know, in brooding, they are going to be here for the next 8 to 10 days. So you need to put on heat for that period of time. But as they grow, you reduce the heat. We'll take you along the process. So don't worry about, well, when am I going to reduce the heat? How do I know that it's time to reduce the heat? We're going to take you through the process. Don't worry. So this is what we use for brooding. This is gas brooder. We use this for brooding. You can see the hose that goes to the cylinder outside. But because of the high cost of the gas now, we decided to cut costs. So I'll show you something else you can use for heating. So we made this ourselves. We made this ourselves. You can see we still have ash inside. We made this ourselves. This is a normal metal bucket. We just perforated it. So you load it with charcoal. You load it with coal, and you use it to heat. A place like this, we use 2 of that. We have 2 of that bucket. So you use it to keep the place warm to the temperature according to the hatchery where you are carrying the birds from. So that is heating. So like I said, you can use either coal, gas, or electricity, but the cheapest of them all is using coal. Now note, very importantly, the temperature of your brooding room must be according to the hatchery or farm you got your day-old birds from. Most farm will tell you the ideal temperature for brooding, and brooding is done between 8 to 10 days. Now the next thing to do before bringing in your birds is to provide feed. You can see we already have feed that we're going to be using for our birds tomorrow. So we use nutria feeds. And this is the same feed we are using for our older birds that are 4 weeks old today. So we use nutria feeds. You must get your feed ready. Most importantly, you must be able to tell the amount of feed your birds will need from day old to maturity, and it is better and preferably and highly recommended that you get all the feed that they will need at once. Because sometimes many things could happen that you don't get that same quality of feed that you bought to continue the birds, and the birds may now have issues. So you will have to use the same feed so that you can get that uniformity and you don't encounter problems. Okay, so this is what we have for feeds. So you get your feed ready, and when your birds arrive, what they need most is water. You can see our water bucket. It's connected to the cages. Our water bucket connected to the cages. What they need most is water. They need water most, and that water must have energy in it, because these birds, most of them travel. They travel from another city to our city here. So with the stress, you need to give them something to boost their energy, something like anti-stress. So for us, we already got those things here. Let me show you what we are using for anti-stress. We are using this. Okay, it's a multivitamin, but also it serves as anti-stress. So that is what we use. We put it in the water and release it to the birds. We release it from here. We release it to the birds, and they drink. So that is what we do. So when you give them, they need water more than they need food when they just arrive, because with that water they will be able to recuperate, gain their energy back, and before they will start eating. In Nigeria, most of the day old, Ibadan seem to be the headquarter for where we have most of the hatcheries. Apart from Olam, which we have in Kaduna, it's a lot of journey for these birds. So they need that anti-stress energy booster, like glucose you put in their water to boost their energy. Now, there is something that you must always ensure. For your day-old chicks, you must always ensure that they have in constant supply 247. Number one, water. Number two, feed. Number three, light. Number four, heat. Number five, ventilation. Ventilation is very important. You see, we covered this place, but yet you could see that we have ventilation. Ventilation is very important. The place is not supposed to be humid. You know, there's supposed to be air. The place is supposed to be dried but warm. So for the next 8 to 10 days, you brood, and the condition of the room will remain that way. Then at 10 days, you reduce the heat. Like I said, we're going to carry you along and show you what you ought to do, how you ought to do it. So in getting ready for your birds, these are the things that you need to put in place. And once they are ready, you wouldn't have any issue. So at day 14, you bring them out to your grow out pen. But if you don't have a grow out pen like we do here, we have a grow out pen, we have a brooding room. If you don't have a grow out pen and you want to use same place for growing out, all you need to do is just take off all these coverings, take them off so that they have enough ventilation, enough air. You know, from that 14 days, they don't need any heat. They don't need any heat. Actually, because of the nature of our weather in Nigeria, some big farms, you know, condition the air for them, you know, making it cool. So that is what you will need for preparing for your day oats. And I hope that these have been a help to you. So tomorrow we're going to bring the beds in, then we're going to show you how to spread your beds and what to do. But right now, just stay tuned with us and get your friends, your loved ones to join this course. It begins tomorrow, 29th, 2021. 29th August 2021. So we hope to see more people subscribe to our YouTube channel, put on the notification bell so that whenever we post videos, you get the alerts on your phone and go through it. Thank you very much. Bye bye for now.